You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Ferris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris. Good Friday to you. Good Free Flag Friday to you, Dan.
Free Flag Friday, probably the finest radio promotion ever in the history of radio promotions, along with our buddies Mark and Sarah at the crew at Maximum Promotions.
Yeah. Big thank you to those guys, by the way. They're stepping up each and every week to give away a flag. That's really, really cool.
And we'll have some of their amazing wares on display at the Sioux Falls Fireworks Show coming up in a week
Fairgrounds.
or so. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
This is Take Your Dog to Work Day. I'm not sure why. I don't know who invents this stuff, but there you go. If you do have a dog and you need to bring him to work, go back home, get him. Take him to work.
Our dog is here, and our dog is here quite often.
I've done it, did it for a while, just once in my life, actually. I owned a bar years ago, and had a lovely hound named Bomber, 100-pound Rottweiler German Shepherd mix, and I would bring Bomber to work, and it was pretty simple. You know where Bomber sat? Anywhere he wanted.
Yeah, yeah. When you're Bomber, you can do that.
Anywhere he wanted to. Mick Fleetwood is 75 today.
Nice.
Of course, Fleetwood Mac fame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's a lunatic. Still drumming though. Still beating those bongos. Still getting it done. Still touring and everything else. So good for him.
Yeah.
First time I saw this movie, I went, "This is just so weird." I'm not a big sci-fi guy, not really.
Yeah.
But I really, really liked this movie, and I liked this actor, Peter Weller, who was RoboCop.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Is also 75 today.
Yeah, that movie was way ahead of its time, man.
It really was. It was pretty cutting edge. I remember watching it going, I don't think I like this kind of thing, but I really like this movie.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And I felt kind of bad for RoboCop. There were issues.
Oh, yeah, absolutely issues.
Definitely issues. Chuck Taylor, born this day in 1901.
Okay.
Chuck Taylor was a basketball player.
He's got shoes.
Not a great one. What he was really good at was hustling footwear.
Yeah.
That's what he was amazing at.
Converse Chuck Taylors.
Yeah, he became like a spokes guy,
Yeah.
a hustler for Converse,
Yeah.
Converse All-Stars. And now, to this day, my daughter Sadie Hayes and her daughter, my granddaughter, who is 3, that's all she wears.
Oh, really?
That's it, man. And if
Pretty much all I wear.
if she ain't strapping on Chuck Taylors, she ain't going outside, she ain't doing nothing.
I used to have a pair of Chuck Taylors, but here's the problem for me. My feet are twice as wide as those
you've got
shoes.
Fred Flintstone feet.
So
they
I
don't
wear
work.
checkered Vans, and I'm good to go.
And you look fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Like I just stepped off the runway.
We were just kids. It was this day in 1901. A young fella, young artist, just 19 years old at the time, by the name of Pablo Picasso.
Oh, yeah.
Has his very first official exhibition at a gallery in Paris.
His view of the world was a little different than most.
It was a little different, so consider this. This day in 1901, exhibition, this upcoming artist. Critics not down with the whole thing.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Did not give rave reviews, nothing. The critics go,
For some reason, he put both eyes on the same side of the head.
it is not where the nose goes, Pablo. Don't know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
But put down the wine and
Way off.
get it straight.
No, it's worth some dough nowadays, isn't it?
Things would work out.
Yeah.
Eventually. It was 1902. I was there. This is my hometown, actually, and quite a history of this company. This day in 1902, what we know as Target Corporation
Oh, yeah.
is founded by Minneapolis businessman George Dayton.
I've got a friend who works at Target Corporate
Good for you, John.
in the Twin Cities.
Unbelievable.
I just thought you'd want to know.
His cousin twice removed from my third uncle. Company actually opened as Goodfellow Dry Goods.
Really? I did not
Yes.
know that. Wonder when they
I
changed
didn't
to
know
Target.
that either.
Yeah, and Target became a thing. And my mother's mother, actually, grandma worked for Dayton Hudson Corporation for decades.
Yeah.
On the Nicollet Mall, the original Dayton's. And if I'm not mistaken, and you probably don't remember this, but there was a day in this country where Sundays were closed for business.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing
Everybody.
was open on Sundays. Nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing. If you needed something, you borrowed it from a neighbor, man, because you are not going to a gas station, a department store, a grocery store, nothing, because everything was closed because it was Sunday.
Yeah.
I want to say, I believe it was Dayton's. Downtown Minneapolis was the first department store to be open on a Sunday, and there were protests. This thing made like national news.
I'll bet.
Decided to be open on a Sunday, and that was a game changer. So,
Oh, yeah.
all right, there you go. Fun little history there. And this day in 1969, merchants, retailers, business people across the U.S. were lining up in droves to start accepting a newfangled little thing called the new Master Charge card.
Nice.
Yup, Master Charge. I think I have like one debit card left to my name, and I do believe it's Master Charge.
Well, very nice.
So still going strong. Yeah. What a hustle that old thing turned out to be. Holy moly, Rocky. All right, well, there you go. I know you know. We all know. We just forge ahead.
Going to do that. It is the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour with Dan Ferris.
Whoa, what's going on here?
It's your Mintervention, sweetie.
My what?
I'm with Mint Mobile. Your family and friends are concerned about your expensive wireless plan.
I don't even have Mint Mobile.
And we want to fix that. Right now, you're paying too much. With Mint Mobile, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month.
Really?
Yeah. Get nationwide coverage for less. Plans start at just $15 a month.
Learn more now at Mintervention.com. Coverage not available in all areas. New activation and a 3-month plan required. Additional restrictions may apply. See terms at Mintervention.com. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with Colleen OShaughnessey, and she is going to be in Sioux Falls for a little thing called Voices Against Cancer. It's coming up on Saturday, July 9th. We're only a few weeks out. Colleen, how are you?
I'm great. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. We're excited to chat with you, and there's a lot of folks listening right now that probably know your voice from a bunch of amazing projects. One of those would be Sonic the Hedgehog. How long have you been working with that franchise?
Since 2014, so quite a while. Actually, before that, because I was Charmy the Bee before I was Tails. So I was working on the video game first, and then I got to be Tails in 2014.
And what was your first, do you remember your first big project as a voiceover artist, like the one that you're going, wow, I can't believe I got that project?
Oh, gosh. Well, probably my very first show, which was not a big show, but I was just so excited to be on an animated series. It was called The Kids from Room 402. But the first time I got to work at Nickelodeon, maybe I felt like, oh, my gosh, I have arrived. I was on Danny Phantom. I got to play jazz, and, man, the Nickelodeon building is just, it's so much fun, and it was a blast. The corporate record and the people I got to work with, it was amazing.
Yeah, that is really, really cool. And you've had a chance to do some really fun projects over the years. When you come to events like the one you'll be at in Sioux Falls, Voices Against Cancer, you're going to be here talking to, the public, people who are big fans. What are the projects that they bring up to you the most? Is there one that this is the one that everybody mentions?
People will come up to my tables and they'll be like, you voiced my childhood. And they're talking about Sora from Digimon, Jazz from Danny Phantom, and then they love Tails. Who couldn't love Tails? He's so darn cute. But those are like the big ones. And then any anime fans, Naruto, people love Ino, they love Konohamaru, and then like, wait a minute, you did both? And I'm like, I did. Isn't that weird? But and they'll look at my stuff and they'll be like, no way, you're on that too? I'm like, yeah, I was.
And you've got quite the range when it comes to voices because, it's not like you're the same voice on every single thing. How do you come up with a new voice for a different character, especially in one where you were just talking about you're two characters in one project?
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy too because often, when, you'll sometimes your character will be talking to your other character. It's kind of weird. It's such a great question, how I come up with the voices. Oftentimes, you're for sure given a description, but often you'll get a picture. I'm a very visual person, so if I see a picture, that always helps me. And I've always just kind of done it. Like I've always you look at a baby that can't speak, and they have a look on their face, and I would just give them a voice of what I thought it sounded like. So that's what I do. From the description of whatever they give you as far as age range, or sometimes they'll give you they want a certain vocal quality, whether they want rasp or nasal or whatever some of the characteristics may be, and you just kind of throw that all in there and out something comes. It's kind of crazy.
Do you have any characters that you recorded that are like close to your real speaking voice, or do you even, after doing all these characters, do you even remember what your real speaking voice is?
What do I sound like? Who am I? I don't know. There are quite a few. Like I feel like Jazz and Sora are pretty close in my range. I pitch them up a little bit more, so they're a little more youthful. Sora obviously younger than Jazz, so you kind of get an age range in your head. It's tricky though too because people sound different at different ages. How do you pinpoint exactly what does 12 sound like versus 14 or 8 or And then the boy voices too. It's a little crazy, but yeah, I think I do definitely use my voice every once in a while. I actually get to play adults sometimes. Weird.
Being an adult, it's fun to play an adult once in a while, right?
Every once in a while. I found my mom voice. Well, I had kids too, so that helped.
That is really, really fun. What was it that first got you interested in becoming a voice actress? How did you decide, I am going to do this for a living?
Well, I was doing musical theater. I was at the University of Michigan doing musical theater, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do after I graduated. My last semester there, I was leaving a dance class, and like I said before, I always just give voices to whatever, and something just popped out of my mouth, and the dance instructor came running over, and she's like, "Was that you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." They just flip out. She said, "No, you need to do voiceover," and I went, "Yes, I do." Like it didn't occur to me that was somebody's job, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I want to do." And then there would have been no way to talk me out of it after that. I was like, "That's it. That's what I'm doing." And I moved to Los Angeles, and here I am 20 plus years later.
Well, I'm glad you did that when you were walking out that day, because it changed your life. That's awesome.
It totally did, and I will forever be grateful to her for saying that to me.
When folks come to Voices Against Cancer, they're going to get a chance to see you, and I'm super excited to see you as well. It's coming up on Saturday, July 9th. Yeah. It's at the Washington Pavilion. Have you been to South Dakota before?
I have not. So I'm very excited to come and see it, and I hear it's beautiful.
It absolutely is, and we will see you on that Saturday. We're going to be there broadcasting and having some fun at the event as well. I look forward to meeting you in person.
Me too.
Colleen, thank you for your time today.
Oh, thank you guys so much for having me.
And again,
can't wait to meet you guys.
She is one of the many amazing voice actors and actresses who are going to be in Sioux Falls for an event called Voices Against Cancer. You can click and get all the information. You can buy tickets. You can learn who's going to be there. You can just be like super informed if you go to this website. It's voicesagainstcancer.org.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many of our guests. This year, we have more icons and more fun. Culture Club, The Cult, Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Graham, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort in Cancun, Mexico. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Dan, what do you find interesting on this Free Flag Friday?
Well, this encompasses the whole darn area. Here we go again. We got our, first snap of like hot weather hovering around the 100 and things are burning up and where's the water? Well, here we go. Hey, lawn freaks. Hey, homeowners, business owners.
Yeah.
Lawn watering restrictions are now in play.
Really?
And it gets serious.
Yeah.
Oh, you can have your life destroyed if you're not following the bouncing ball here.
Ooh.
That's all there is to it, thanks to the scorching hot temps. Communities around the area are going, all right, we're going to have to buckle things up a little bit, depending on your area. If you love your lawn, you're going to have to pay attention. It's going to come down to even in odd days, depending on your address and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Going to be different in surrounding areas. They have different rules, say in like T, or say in like Harrisburg, which, by the way, does not even have its own water. They steal from Canton, which is going to get ugly when Canton figures this out.
They just get a garden hose running across it.
This is going to turn into like a Russia-Ukraine situation, like over freaking night.
It could.
It's going to be disgusting.
Huh.
So, I can remember, I had been in town, I think a couple of years, maybe it was 1989, 1990, so for the first time in my life that I remember watering restrictions, and it was in Sioux Falls.
Oh, yeah.
And we were in the midst of about an 8 or 10 year drought in South Dakota, so it was pretty serious. And I can remember one afternoon, I was driving, and cell phones had just become a thing, the big bag phones.
Yeah.
Right.
New technology, and I had one of these giant cell bag phones in the station vehicle. And I was going down an avenue in Sioux Falls. And we had just done the story on the watering restrictions. Okay. There was a guy on his lawn. Picture this. He was probably in his mid-40s maybe.
Yeah.
Wearing a Speedo.
Wow.
He's wearing gold chains around his neck. He's got a tan.
Awesome.
Got himself a gut going.
Yeah.
Rocking some shades.
All right.
He's got a beer in one hand.
Yeah.
A hose and a cigarette in the other. Watering his lawn, and I remember sitting down looking at him going, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
He looked like a bad ad from like a Penthouse magazine or something. And he's just letting the water fly. I'm going, wait a minute. he's not supposed to be watering his lawn. But he became like a hero to me. I remember I actually backed up, went around the bar. I gave him a station T-shirt just for me. It's like, dude.
Can you please put this on now?
Dude, you are a renegade.
You are my hero.
You are something else. He's just laughing, sucking on his beer. Well, what are you going to do?
That's awesome.
Have a T-shirt, man.
That's very cool.
That's funny.
I think that was him calling in to let you know that he's still
remember
listening.
this.
Longtime fan. First time
these restrictions, they are affecting the areas of T and Brandon. Even-numbered addresses may water lawns on even-numbered calendar dates.
Nice.
Properties with odd-numbered addresses may water lawns on odd-numbered calendar dates.
Yeah.
Or if you want to get around it, because I had recently purchased a home way back in the day.
Yeah.
Had seeded a new lawn, actually.
Yeah.
And these things came into play. If you do have a new lawn, you're doing a new lawn, these restrictions normally do not apply to you. You got to take care of it.
Oh, okay.
But it's pretty simple to just park your car on the lawn and wash it. Because there's no car washing restrictions.
No restrictions?
None.
I'm not watering my lawn. I'm just washing my car. Very messily.
Then put the car in the backyard and do it again.
And here I thought you were going to say just run the hose across the street from the even-numbered.
Just be aware, because there are water police out.
Yeah.
Like in Sioux Falls, we have sign police. We have all these little factions. They'll lay a beat down on you. You will disappear. Your children, your pets, all of a sudden just go missing in the middle of the night.
Hanging out with Jimmy Hoffa.
They are serious about this kind of thing.
All right, well, good to know. Thank you for the warning.
Thought I'd better share that info.
I appreciate that. Now, it is a Free Flag Friday,
sure is.
And I believe you've got a winner stashed over there somewhere.
I do, and want to congratulate Ron Yauslin. I'm hoping
Good job! Woo, woo, woo!
Recently registered to snag himself a flag from the good folks at Maximum Promotions. And this isn't one of those little cheap wave it at a little parade thing on a stick.
Yeah.
No, this is
real deal.
Beautiful American-made 3-foot by 5-foot flag.
Pole, hardware, all the stuff.
You can pull the hardware, everything else, and it doesn't. It can be actually whatever 3 by 5-foot flag Maximum Promotions has in stock.
Yeah.
At the time, people think, well, it's got to be an American flag. It doesn't have to be. It'd be nice. I mean,
be
that's
that
kind
Dan
of the
Ferris
premise
flag
for
if
it.
you want it.
But yeah, they literally have any flag imaginable.
Yeah.
It could, whatever turns your crank, you get a certificate. Walk into Maximum Promotion, just go, hey, I'm a winner. And they'll go, fantastic, let's set you up. So
that's awesome. They're good folks. Excited, by the way, to have their flags once again at the Sioux Falls Fireworks on the 4th of July at the W.H. Lyon Fairgrounds. It's a Monday. We invite you to come out and join us on that Monday. Dan, thanks for coming in, sir.
Thanks for having me. You guys have a blessed weekend. I'll catch up with you next week.
Yes, indeed. It is the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour with Dan Ferris.
What can I say that I haven't already said about BetterCreditCards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At BetterCreditCards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Friday, June 24th, 2022. The rally in equities began to fizzle out on Thursday following another commentary from the Fed. Fed Chair Jerome Powell completed the second day of testimony on Capitol Hill, raising the fear of recession once again. In his comments, he says a recession is possible, although the evidence suggests a recession is already underway. The textbook definition of a recession is 2 consecutive quarters of tepid or negative GDP growth. We've already logged 1 negative quarter this year. Based on the latest readings of the leading indicators, the second quarter GDP will most likely be negative as well. The next big hurdle for the market will come next week with the PCE price index. The index should moderate on a month-to-month and year-over-year basis, but there's no guarantee it will. The most likely scenario is that month-to-month inflation moderated slightly, but year-over-year gains are still robust and will cement the need for aggressive 75 basis point rate hikes from the FOMC. You can get the inside track for Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at MarketBeatMinute.com.